Our home world is an imperial world, crime lord, like those operative, trying to decide if I want to go for assassin or bounty hunter. Here we haven't had much dialogue options so far. We have 15 points into iconoclast, which is kind of like neutral between these two. You know, dogmatic is like super, you know, emperor hail, emperor protects. Like heretical is a super chaotic and evil, and this is kind of like something in the middle, you know. And we have a crippled leg and broken ribs from this encounter, and we died 3 times. Like, I'm surprised we even made it. All right, we have prevailed. I wonder when will be the next time I can rest properly to treat the injuries.
Yeah.
Raver, Master Helmsman, system status report. By the Emperor, it's the Seneschal, living and breathing. The white-haired man with sticky pale skin salutes you. Well, there's a tricky question. The whole place is so overgrown with foul wickedry. We'll be scrubbing it off vid screens. Okay. Scrub it off vid screens for throne knows how long. How did you people survive in here? We need to reestablish contact with the Navigator's Sanctum. It is our only chance of escaping from the warp. How did you people... Yeah, like, I'm very curious because we died 3 times fighting this boss. The man glances around the bridge. Must have been Providence. It better have been the Emperor's, not someone else's. When they barge in here, the ones with the Master of Whispers, some officers charged them, but it wasn't even a fight. I grabbed whoever I could and dragged them behind the cogitators. Then I prayed for... Okay, they were just hiding and waiting for somebody to rescue them. We need to reestablish contact with the Navigator's Sanctum. Your words seem to knock the officers out of their stupor, and the air around you fills with voices and commands being issued. You hear someone sobbing, one of the survivors buckling under the stress. Abelard cuffs the crying officer without even looking. Restore the Vox channel to the Navigator's Sanctum. Ready the crew. Prepare for translation to replace. To real space. Abelard pauses for a few seconds before turning to you. Nyreen, you may call me superstitious, but translation is not a good time to disregard rules. You are the only one who speaks for House von Valancius. You may not be the Lord Captain, but you, more than anyone else, deserves to take her space in the ritual that is about to commence. He directs your attention upward, to the throne that sits at the apex of the tall staircase. What must I do? Take the Lord Captain's seat. Order the final preparations. Wait for the officers to report. Blast it all to the void. Translation is a craft, not something to be explained in a tick. Just go up the throne, Mistress Nyreen. These people are about to do the impossible. The least they deserve is the solace of seeing a figure sitting in the usual spot. Please hurry. Every second we waste is a terrible risk. Okay, I'm ready. Mistress Nyreen, I like that. I really like that. Sit. No. I didn't experience this. Oh, what the hell? It's her ghost again. The image before you is hazy, swaying in sorcerer's currents invisible to mortal eyes, as if whatever is beneath the thin shell is constantly changing while still remaining the same. It has taken on the guise of Theodora, but the false rogue trader's eyes reveal the entity's true, surreal nature. One of Theodora's eyes is engulfed in otherworldly fire. The other, a vessel of ancient evil, bores into you. A voice seeps directly into your brain without even reaching your ears, and this voice booms with all the horrors of the warp. Who are you to oppose destiny itself for the sake of lives that are not your own? So many threads stretch between you and other creatures of your world. Pitiful, worthless links ready to shatter at the slightest touch. A muddled, erratic, pointless tangle. It resonates and merges with the voices that have already dug their foul roots into your consciousness. A moment later, you realize that all these voices are the myriad manifestations of the same call that has finally invaded your mind. You are to blame for Theodora's death. I am saving my people. Do your worst, but you cannot stop me. Begone, phantom. What do you want with me? Okay, you're to blame for Theodora's death. The vision lets out a cawing laugh. I am the beginning and the end, and all that comes in between. I am the voice of the truth that is destined to triumph, for the triumph is the terminal point of every twisted maze of fate. Oh, Kunrad is here! Where the fuck did he come from? Oh, he's in her place now. Okay, I was like, what? Your head begins to spin and vicious drops slither down your cheeks. You blink and you're no longer looking at Theodora. It's the traitor, Voigtveer, just as fluid and ephemeral as the previous operation. The same terrifying voice seethes from his lips. The aspirant vowed to return with a trophy, a relic that could serve the edge of daybreak. The fate was assured and the steps chosen, and yet you broke the unbreakable when you took the aspirant's place. I see you. On the day when the final dawn rises of the Iron World, I see you by my side on that day, the day of my resurrection. The image is scattered by invisible sources, winds, and you see Idira, her eyes aglow with the same sinister flame. Your image is woven into the tapestry of things to come. I am the will of the weaver of destinies, and today I will weave a new thread of elusive possibilities and fickle chances. The thread that will lead you out of the maw of irreversibility. The thread that will help you find the keys to salvation. The thread that will guide you, and the weapon of our return to me. Holy shit! This is too much. This is too much pressure. This is too much to take in. A cavalcade of hazy glimpses of a future yet known passes before your eyes. A flash of crimson, purple. The images replace one another in a violent kaleidoscope without ever letting you a proper look at them. Through the rippling mirage, you see twisted image of Abelard, the loyal seneschal of the destiny. Destiny of the dynasty. The path is set, child of the dawn. The thread is woven. Follow it, servant of mine. What is this entity that is talking to me? Okay, Ravor turns around and looks up at you. He hesitates for a few moments, then addresses Abelard, who is standing next to you. Seneschal, Navigator's sanctum is silent. The Vox signal is stable, which means the Navigator gave his life battling the storm that nearly claimed the Von Valancia's flagship. We will honor his memory along with that of all who died this day. Doesn't look away. He's giving you a hard stare. His white brows furrowed. Seneschal, will you tell us now? Who is that? Where is Lord Captain?
As First Officer, it is my duty to inform you with the greatest regret and indelible sorrow that Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius is dead. May her memory never fade from the annals of the dynasty. By right of blood succession, and with the absence of other kin who could challenge this decision.
No, Abelard, stop! I refuse! No, I'm not gonna stop you.
It is hereby declared that the successor to Theodora von Valancius is her heir, the rightful inheritor of the warrant of trade, and the title of Rogue Trader. The official ascension ceremony will be held at a later time. In the interim, have you lost your tongues? Hail your lady. It is because of her toils that we all still live.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 spoiled us. I agree. No, like, I don't mind reading the dialogue. We played the OG Fallout games. Like, I played them, you know, in my youth. And then we replayed them in the stream, and I would read every single dialogue. We played Baldur's Gate 2. and I would read every single dialogue. But it's just that the Owlcat games have so much reading. So much. More than any CRPG game that I've ever played before. And, you know, I guess that it's already partially voiced. We gotta be grateful. Because it's a lot of work. A lot of work.
The deed is done, mistress. My apologies. I meant to say, Lord Captain.
The treachery of the Master of Whispers was fruitless, but victory came at a great cost. Lord Captain Theodora von Valencius perished along with her heir, Edelthrad, and thousands of crew members. Yet hope remained, for the second in line to the rogue trader dynasty survived, and through the strength of her resolve, saved those who were counting on her for protection.
I like these cutscenes. Ooh, conspiracy. You completed the prologue. Yay, finally, guys. GG's. We finished the prologue. I guess the real game begins now. Good for us. Congratulations. Okay. Deep shadows of weariness can be seen on Abelard's face, though the old officer's eyes are keen. They rake over you from the head to toe. He frowns, mutters something, then nods to himself. Well then, your ladyship. You cannot help but notice that the seneschal does not know how to talk to you or where to begin. His hesitation brings an involuntary smirk to your face. As though someone else entirely is gloating at the old officer's confusion. Seeing your smile, Abelard pulls himself together. Aww, he's so cute! You must now hold your first officer's briefing in your new role as Lord Captain. For many of those who are about to join us on the bridge, this will also be their first briefing. We sustained massive losses among the senior and middle-ranking officers. Some posts have had to be filled by the deputy, while others go unfilled entirely. And now the deck clans are deciding who will take over the leaderless crews. How did we come to lose so many officers? What is on the agenda for this meeting? You misspoke, surely. I am the Lady Captain, am I not? Have you succeeded in tracking down Voigtveer? Wait, Abelard, there is an altogether more pressing problem. I do not wish to be the rogue trader. I'm ready to start the briefing. Summon the officers. Okay, let's go. How did we come to lose so many? It appears the heretics were deliberately targeting the vessel's command. They knew exactly from whom were they looking for and where they could be found, which is unsurprising given that their informant on board was our own Master of Whispers. What's on the agenda for this meeting? Reports on the condition of the ship and crew. The Lord Captain is not usually drawn away from her important affairs to attend such routine briefings, but this is a unique situation. This is like reading a book. Briefings, but this is a unique situation. I'm still receiving updates from across the ship, and they are not encouraging. Getting this bird to fly could take a gargantuan effort, even so far as you personally negotiating with the authorities of the system we are currently in. So prepare to hear a bevy of complaints and excuses, your ladyship. Take this opportunity to get a good look at the officers who work 6 decks away from the bridge, and they in turn will have the honor of beholding the visage of their Lord Captain. Reports on the condition of the ship and crew. The Lord Captain is not usually drawn away from her important affairs to attend such routine briefings, but this is a unique situation. I'm still receiving okay, we read this. Okay, you misspoke. Surely I am the Lady Captain. Am I not? There is no mistake, your ladyship. Lady Theodora before you was also the Lord Captain. Do not take your title literally. Think of it as a sacred rank that remains unchanging no matter who bears the warrant. You have been chosen by the Emperor to carry the honorable burden of the rogue trader. High Gothic, whence this title originates, is a highly formal language, and so a certain level of inflexibility is to be expected. Okay, High Gothic, I don't know what that is. The highly formal sacred language of the Imperium, used in rituals and religious... Okay, gotcha, thank you. Have you succeeded in tracking down Voidveer? No, Lord Captain. In all the commotion, his trail went cold. Our people are still on the hunt for him, and any Miniteers who may still be skulking in the ship's many corridors. But frankly, I wouldn't be surprised to hear that we are now on one shuttle short. I'm afraid that it will be some time before he answers for all that he has wrought. Wait, Abelard, there's an altogether more pressing problem. I do not wish to be the rogue trader. Okay, like, I know that I don't have a choice, but what if I say... The officer gasps and look at you oddly. I do agree that your elevation of your new status was rather precipitous. I assure you there are good reasons for it, not least the fact that without Lord Captain, the ship would be destined for naught but disaster. But I digress. You do have a choice, Nyreen. You are the named heir, the rogue trader, and your fate is predetermined. Besides, the seneschal lowers his voice. If Conrad is guilty of the deaths of the other candidates, then his assassins must be still here. Still there, waiting. I doubt they're reckless enough to attack you in the... attack you if you are draped in the mantle of the rogue trader. But if you were to disembark the ship bearing only the status of an ordinary servant of the Emperor, okay, understand. Let us go to more pressing matters. It's difficult to accept the state of affairs, but I shall endeavor to do so. I don't care. I refuse to accept it. No. It's Gork. I understand. A wise decision. I'm ready to start the briefing. Summon the officers. With a gesture, Abelard relays the order to the adjutants at the far end of the magnificent chamber. A dozen pairs of eyes borne to you, the expression revealing restraint, joy, curiosity, and wariness. Attention, officers. You have been granted an honor. Lord Captain Nyreen von Valancius will personally conduct today's briefing. Our most gracious Lord Captain is ready to hear your reports. Perhaps you would introduce those present, Abelard? Jan. I haven't the time to be listening to every last officer in this hulking rig. Abelard, give me a precise what are the major problems and what needs to be done. Okay, let's try to be a good Lord Captain. Would you introduce us? As you wish, your ladyship. He points to a tall, slender woman whose body seems to contain as many implants as it does flesh. Vigdis, Suri, Ota, the Toliman line, our new Vox Master. Okay, Vox Master is the communication. Yes. Oh, damn, look at this. Look at this person. Looking cool. Okay, Vox Master Vigdis. It's an honor to serve your ladyship. The Vox Master officer deep bow. Aboard this vessel, you have at your command thousands of crew members and hundreds of officers and section chiefs. I am responsible for receiving, processing, and sending all communications between you and them, as well as external sources. I am your eyes and mouth, Lord Captain. Beside her is Raver, the Master Helmsman. He steers our ship along the course set by the Lord Captain and monitors the void around us to ensure that we do not stray into an asteroid field or a pirate trap. Okay, I mean, we've met this guy already. The bearded man with pale, almost transparent skin, large dark circles under his eyes, and a dour expression that seems hardwired into his face, gives a sullen nod. Hey, Lord Captain. This here ship's as good as home to me. I'll die before I let her come to any grief. And lastly, our high factotum. Factotum is like a mechanic. Janris Danrock, who oversees supplies. Oh, okay. Oversees supplies, procurement, and the general material well-being of the ship. High Factorum Janis Danrock. Dressed in an embroidered jacket, this heavy-set man with oiled hair offers an obsequious smile and bows. It is an honor, your ladyship. You may trust me with all matters concerning your comfort. Everything will be done to the highest standard. In the second row, we have 3 officers charged with overseeing the ship's vital functions. The Master of Ordnance is responsible for the artillery aboard the Infernus. The Infernus Master, whose crew work to prevent and extinguish fires on the ship. And lastly, the Drives Master, servant of the Omnissiah, machine god. Oh, that's the mechanic. Omnissiah, a supernatural entity, god of all knowledge, worshipped by the Adeptus Mechanicus. 3 officers salute you. The Infernus Master does so with confidence, while the Master of Ordnance betrays nervousness. The Drive Master offers a salute resembling a dance involving the complicated manipulation of all the tech priests' Mechadendrites, a tentacle-like robotic limb prosthetic surgically attached to the spine. And tech priests, as the rulers of the Adeptus Mechanicus, they revere technology as the object of their devotion. They direct the endeavors of fabrication and lead the followers to the machine god in unforgiving crusades of ruthless acquisition. Is that everyone? Thank you, Abelard. Greetings to you all. Is that everyone? Vigdis. Unfortunately, our choir master, the esteemed Zachary Wise, head of the Astropath section, is unable to join us. Astropath is a powerful sanctioned psyker who can send and receive messages through space using their telepathic abilities. Okay, that's what I thought. He's in charge of communication with distant star systems. Master Wise has been in a trance for some time now, attempting to contact other planets in the Von Valancia's protectorate and inform them of Lady Theodora's passing and Kunrad's treachery. I will deliver a report to your ladyship on the Astropath's progress as soon as it's possible to do so. All others present are adjutants, secretaries, and deputies. They are here to make a record of proceeding. I wish to hear the Infernus Master's report. Okay, everybody's reports. Okay, what does the Infernus Master have to say? Faisal Nalzi. Yes, Lord Captain. The tall young man bows his head in deference. I can report that all fires across all decks have now been extinguished. The preliminary damage assessment in terms of material losses and crew casualties has been completed. The results have been submitted to the Seneschal and High Factorum. The post passed to him after the previous Infernus Master and his next 3 deputies expired on the line of duty. Abelard remarks in a low voice, pitched for your ears only. Lad is managing so well, he can take the heat, so to speak. Okay, High Factotum. What have you to report? We're toiling a day and night to compile a full account of the losses. The task will require next to no involvement from your ladyship. Personally ensure that all damaged components are given into the tech priest's hands for attention and that all lost supplies are replaced. There's only one resource that I cannot replenish single-handedly, and that is people. We have lost more than 2,000 crew members, and unfortunately this number is also not confirmed to the scum from the lower decks, which are easily replaced. But oh my god, this guy, scum from the lower decks who are easily replaced, but also includes trained professionals. That is so mean. We will be able to make up our losses on the nearest plane, Rikad Minoris. However, the planet, the whole system, in fact belongs to the Winter Scale Rogue Trader dynasty. Winter Scale. We cannot simply begin recruiting on the planet without first coming to an understanding with the governor. In that respect, I am powerless. Negotiations at this level are a matter for the Rogue Trader. This is why I gotta have a charisma-based character. Not a charisma, it's called something else in Warhammer 40K. It's called Fellowship. Especially true, giving Caligos Winter Scale's penchant for attacking first and asking questions later, and the kind of thick-skulled thugs he usually installs as governors on his planets, rumbles Abelard, frowning. Drive Master, I will hear from you now. A voice distorted by a Vox retranslator emerges from under the tech priest's scarlet hood. Lord Captain, the foes that set upon this noble void ship destroyed the repositories of hundreds of machine spirits. The great warp engine entrusted into my charge is unarmed. Thank the Omnissiah, but its spirit mourns its dead brethren. We have not yet identified a prayer protocol capable for assuaging its sorrow and anger. This is so crazy that, to me, I mean, not crazy, but unusual and interesting that the people who worship machines and technology are so religious, and that there is like some spirituality going on behind the whole tech machines thing. You know what I'm saying? This is so unusual, right? This is so interesting. This is literally my first shot at anything Warhammer. I've only heard about it before. I don't know anything. The only reason I started this game is because I've been always curious about Warhammer 40K universe, but I was too scared to get into it because of it's like almost 50 years by now of lore and books, and like I'm scared. But because they made a CRPG in the Warhammer universe, and CRPG are my absolutely fucking most favorite game genre, and it's by Owlcat, who made Pathfinder games, I'm playing it now. And you know what? I'm like starting to understand a little bit and actually getting into it. And chat is being very helpful. And this game is also very helpful at explaining things. Like there's even an encyclopedia of all the things Warhammer for the people like me, for the ignoramuses, ignorami like me who don't know shit. So like I like it. One thing about games that I enjoy the most is the dialogue, the choices that affect the outcome, and the story and all of that. Like game mechanics and the combat is secondary to me. So yeah, I usually make the character that blah 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 talks the most and can get out of sticky situations by just using some dialogue options. Okay, Lord Captain, the foes that set upon this noble void ship destroyed the repositories of hundreds of machine spirits. The great warp engine entrusted into my charge is unarmed. Thank the okay, we read that. You know what this reminded me of? Did you see that Chinese girl? With great sorrow, I must also report that the NGC year, a tech priest whose specialization is the maintenance and repair of sacred machines, overseer and spiritual authority of all tech priests on board, fell in battle. The Magos was betrayed by the little flesh that remained part of him, a most terrible loss. There is no one among my comrades aboard whose experience and comprehension to the sacred protocols equals that of the fallen Magos. We require replacement, and as soon as possible. Would someone care to translate the esteemed Drive Master's words? The ship's most senior tech priest, most senior both in rank and in experience, is dead. If we do not find the replacement, we will be unable to resolve the problems with the warp engine, answers the Vox Master instantly without even thinking. This is not the first time he has acted in an interpreter as an interpreter between the ship's various inhabitants. Master Helmsman, deliver your status report. Right you are, Lord Captain. To cut a long story short, the outlook is bleak. The ships sound more or less, but without our engineer prime and navigator who fell in battle, we have no way out of the system. If we try to set as much as a toe inside the warp, I don't know what will happen first. Our warp drive being torn to pieces, or all of us melting into the buckleheads. Your ladyship, if you allow me to interject, when we arrived in the system, my crew followed standard protocols and conducted a count of all the available communication channels in the region. One of them was a Navis Nobilit station. Navis Nobility. Navis Nobility? Nobility. An ancient organization of noble mutant families whose genes allow them to safely guide warp-capable void ships through the immaterium. How am I supposed to memorize all this? I have to write stuff down. The station maintains complete Vox silence, but even... like, this is so helpful, like those little bubbles with explanation. But even its presence here inspires hope. To have located Navigator in the very same system is an incredible stroke of luck. A true blessing from the God Emperor. A sharp bolt of pain lances through your skull as if in response to what you just heard. You understand that it is not the God Emperor you should thank for such good fortune. The words of the daemon that appeared before you during the translation to real space echo in your mind. I am the will of the weaver of destinies, and today I will weave a new thread of elusive possibilities and fickle chances. The thread that will lead you out of the maw of irreversibility. The thread that will help you find the keys to salvation. If I were you, I'd grab this chance with both hands, or else you'll be soon be eyeing up asteroids to use as your new residence. And slightly less shitty news, we can go around... I like this guy. We can go around the system till our heads are swimming, as long as the Prometheum and supplies last. And if any thick as Grok's shit lowlives come sniffing around, we'll be able to take them out, so don't you worry on that score. Master of Ordnance, do you have anything to report? No, my job's simple. Maintain the arsenal on fire where I'm told. But just ask anyone, we've got no able crew. No, Lord Captain. Master of Ordnance, you forget yourself. So what? Comes the officer's hostile and bitter reply. It is as if a dam had burst inside and all of his pent-up emotions are rushing out of him. The ship's in ruins. Every second officer's dead. And now we got a green Lord Captain who's supposed to lead us to void knows where. Silence! The bridge's magnificent glass panes seem to tremble under the force of Abelard's roar. Enforces! Seize the mutineer! Whoopsies. Dude was just like spitting the truths. Now he's a mutineer. And heretic! At that, if only one officer out of the whole lot has fallen to pieces, then that's not bad at all. Your ladyship, I do humbly apologize on behalf of the entire crew. What would you have us to do with the Master of Ordnance? The former Master of Ordnance, I should say. Besides, find a replacement, that is, for we already have one lined up. Oh my god. Okay, oh, there we go. Iconoclast, stand down. Release him. I have no intention of punishing a man for a moment of weakness. Not after the terrible attack we have endured. Dogmatic. Execute him. Or, experienced Master of Ordnance are few and far between, so for that reason he may remain in post. I leave this punishment at your discretion, Abelard. You know what? I think I would go with the third one. Because, like, we lost 2,000 people and counting. You guys want to execute another one? An experience, what's his name? Master of Ordnance person? But if we don't, like, maybe he's gonna cause mutiny. If we don't, maybe he's gonna be trouble. He's gonna cause trouble. So, I don't know. I trust Daddy Abelard to, you know, to do the right thing. He's probably gonna be like, yeah, finish him. Okay, I'll leave this punishment at your discretion. 20 lashes a month. Oh, 20 lashes a month for this next half cycle. I wonder how long a half cycle is. Half cycle, like 6 months. Deprivation of officers' rations and privileges for the same period, with the option to extend. Record that in his file. Ouch, Abelard. Ouch. That is a punishment. Damn. Okay. Cease your sniveling. You disgrace yourself and your entire clan. Enough. The hysterics are over. Let us resume. A Master of Ordnance stands up, wiping the blood from his broken nose. His face is the picture of shock, which has happened seems to be dawning on him only now, and the knowledge of the fate he so narrowly escaped. I hope he's thankful for not being executed. To summarize, we have sustained serious losses in crew members, and we require a new engineer, prime, and navigator. Is that all this is preventing us from continuing the voyage? Precisely, Lord Captain. But bear in mind that this will not be the end of our trials. The ship's system might be properly inspected for major damage, which can only be carried out at Footfall Station, home to the only dockyard in the section. But we will never reach Footfall without first solving these 3 immediate problems. Footfall, the massive void port at the edge of the Coronis expanse, and a notorious hotbed of vice, trade, and rogue trader intrigue. What can you tell me about the system in which we currently find ourselves? Thank you for your reports. Dismissed. Okay, can you tell me about the system? I see, guys, we've been on this dialogue for like an hour. I'm sorry. I see to the Vox Master on this point. Mr. Stoliman, we are in the Ryket star system, and our voyage here was undertaken on the orders of your ladyship's predecessor. There are 3 inhabited bodies in the system, and our attempts to send Vox messages have produced confounding results. The Navis Nobility Station has not simply failed to answer. It seems to be maintaining total Vox silence. However, we did receive a distress signal from the prison planetoid in the system, and Ryket Minoris itself is also not responding to our hails. But what is most alarming is that our augurs have intercepted signals from the surface that seem to indicate ongoing hostilities on the planet. Augur. Sensor technology that allows void ships to scan planets, spot enemies, and obtain various other kinds of crucial data at great distances. The situation is not very encouraging, but without a navigator, a tech priest, and new crew members, we won't be able to travel anywhere. Therefore, we must go to the planet and the Navis Nobility Station and find out what in the void is going on. Thank you for your reports, Dismissed. The assembled officers salute you as one. 7. Your ladyship, there's one thing. A confidential matter of the utmost importance. Lady Theodora, he hesitates. You eternally esteemed predecessor brought the ship here to the system for a reason. She was given a secret commission. You perhaps are wondering who has the authority to commission a rogue trader to do anything. And I shall tell you, the Lord Inquisitor, the hand of the Emperor, the chief architect of his will in the corners. Oh shit, this sounds big. I would be honored to fulfill the Inquisitor's commission. What is it he asked of Theodora? I came across a strange handwritten letter on Theodora's desk. It was signed XC. You're referring to the content of that note, I presume? Is that so? And what is the task with which she was entrusted? What if I choose to simply ignore this so-called commission? Okay, the XC. Yes, quite right. XC. Xavier Calcazar. Lady Theodora was to seek out the Lord Inquisitor's right-hand man, one Hendrix van Kalox. An interrogator, you understand? All I know is that he is somewhere in the system, that we must find him and offer him whatever assistance he requires and deliver him to Footfall in the Furibundus system. Furibundus. Finding him without any more information to go on will be difficult indeed, but an Inquisitor is an important individual. The authorities in the system, either the Navis Nobility or the governor of Ryket Minoris, may know something. That's all of it, your ladyship. You have a great deal of work ahead of you, but it is a mere taste of the daily burden of a rogue trader. Soon you must take up the reins of the Von Valancius Protectorate. It gives you another scrutinizing look, as if trying to gauge how long you will hold out under this mountain of problems. His face softens slightly, and it seems he's about to offer some words of encouragement. Idira, Sister Argenta, explain yourselves. The Sister of Battle grimly nods towards Idira. The Psyker is suffering some ailment of dark madness. She insisted on seeing the rogue trader. I judged that it would be unwise to leave her unsupervised. For a brief moment, Sister Argenta's voice sounds hesitant. I was also hoping to approach you with a personal request, but it can wait. Speak with me when you have time, rogue trader. People have spoiled me this already that we cannot romance her. Sag. Idira's glazes eyes. Or maybe you can as a female character. Maybe it's you who play as dudes can't, and I can't. Oh wait, and I can. Sorry. I don't know if you can if there are if everyone is bi, or depending on the gender of your character, you can romance or not. Some romances are available or not for you. I think it was like this in Pathfinder games. Like it was gender sensitive. Idira's glazed eyes rove over her over those assembled. One word buzzed from her lips. Daybreak. Idira, come to your senses. Abelard, bring the witch to heel. If there is nothing else of value to report, I declare this briefing concluded. Okay, come to your senses. Damn it! Presses her fingers to her temples in desperation. Your ladyship, here's the thing. I was trying to see the immediate future, and it hit me so hard. My head is still spinning. Something very strange is heading our way, and I can't make out what it is, no matter how hard I try. A single word is all I can make out. Daybreak. Or maybe it's dawn, and it's ringing and ringing like an echo, like a bell. But if it's daybreak, then why is it so dark? We cannot extract any information of value from a single word. Can you tell us anything else, Mistress Glass? No, not yet anyway. The voices are going berserk, all shouting at once. I can't make sense of any of it. As soon as I know or sense anything, I'll report, all right? Lord Captain, if you want me to take a closer look into your future, find me on the bridge and we can talk. Lady Theodora was well served with my whispers on many occasions, and I am sure you would benefit from them as well. The Psyker's bitten lips stretched into a wry smile. If there is nothing else of value to report, I declare this briefing concluded. It's time to get to work. Is the game not boring? Oh, it's not boring to me. But if you're not very into Warhammer 40K and you don't want to get into it, maybe it would be. It's all about the it's more about the setting than the universe that some people would or would not find interesting. You know what I mean? The game itself is not boring, but it can be for people who are not very into Warhammer 40K. If you love the world and what's going on and you're interested to learn more, then and gameplay wise, it's amazing. Oh, they're not in my party anymore. None of them are. Abelard is wearing his hideous
Lord
helmet.
Captain.
Oh, you may call me by my first name if you wish.
I thank you for the honor, but I must decline. As a former military officer, I believe in the importance of order in all things, including the chain of command. You are the Lord Captain, my direct superior. I am not prepared to address you in any way other than as regulation dictates.
Damn. Damn. Okay. I hope these are all voiced. Let's talk about things that may be useful to me as a rogue trader.
A noble aspiration, Lord Captain. I am ready to acquaint you with all the particulars that interest you.
Outline the situation the Cornus expands for me. What do I need to know and keep in mind?
This is a topic for an official briefing, not a casual conversation. But I will try to answer succinctly.
Bro, I'm just tired of reading.
Permit, in my own words, the Coronis Expanse is considerably removed from the heart of the Imperium. This means that local warp routes become useless within months. Established pathways are regularly subject to attacks from all kinds of rabble. And in the only major port, the Imperium's frigates find themselves moored alongside pirate vessels. Until recently, the Coronis Expanse could hardly have been called a region of the Imperium. The situation has changed with the arrival of the Lord Inquisitor, but not by much. This place operates under its own rules, you see. More radical, so to speak. But ones that allow for a non-standard approach where there is a promise of victory. The Coronis Expanse is considered rogue trader territory for a reason. Only rogue traders have sufficient military might, audacity, and the rights granted them by the warrant to survive the leap into the unexplored part of the Expanse, and in the event of a successful outcome, to hold on to whatever they manage to capture on the frontier.
Who are the main players I need to be aware of in the Coronis Expanse?
In the first instance, you should treat official representatives of the Imperium with respect. The Expanse may be on the fringes, but it still numbers among the territories of the Golden Throne. The arrival of the Lord Inquisitor has turned the Coronis Expanse into a less wild and uncontrolled region, to the regret of some individuals who had grown inured to the local lawlessness. Rogue traders such as yourself are also servants of the Imperium. They have been accorded special rights and powers. They wield immense authority within their territory, and they enjoy absolute respect in other parts of the Expanse. The most powerful of them are Caligos Winterscale and Incendia Bastal Chorda. Tread carefully when dealing with either of them.
Okay, so the Caligos Winterscale, they already talked shit about him. But this one, Incendia Bastal Chorda, I haven't heard this name before. Okay.
If we are to speak of unclaimed territory, which is what Footfall is, among the scum that dwells on that handful of asteroids, there are 3 factions that wield considerable influence in the sector. The first is the Kazbalika Mission, organized crime in its most primitive form. It holds sway over the Liege of Footfall, and has links to rogue trader Winterscale. The second faction is an offshoot of our shining ecclesiarchy, followers of St. Drusus. They are actively building their forces, and hold influence over rogue trader Chorda. And finally, the third faction, the Explorators, a wing of the Adeptus Mechanicus. They are willing to die and kill for the secrets of the ancient technological heresies that are hidden among the stars of the Coronis Expanse.
The Brotherhood of Steel. So let's see. So this Kazbalika mission, the Footfall chapter of the next most successful crime syndicates in the Imperium of Man, founded by the Calixis sector, followers of Saint Drusians, followers of the cult of Saint Drusus, a legendary hero of the Angevin Crusade, who founded the Calixis sector of the Imperium of Man. Oh my god, this is like learning history or something. Okay, and Adeptus Mechanicus, we know who those are. Kunrad, our previous master of whispers. What can you tell me about his betrayal? What do you think he will do next? It's a shame he got away.
No, Lord Captain, I am no admirer of fine art. But when we next find ourselves in a civilized port, with time to spare, I will promptly find an artist and commission a portrait of the individual to whom you refer, with a hole between the eyes. Conrad Voigtveer. That he committed his treachery and escaped with his life was an unforgivable oversight. We both served Lord Captain Theodora for many years, and we never saw eye to eye. He was brash. He was never afraid of assuming responsibility, and he willingly took on difficult tasks. I am loath to admit it, but the Von Valancius Protectorate continues to reap the fruits of his labors to this day. His service always garnered my respect. But everything else about him made me want to wring the neck of that two-faced snake. If you are taking comfort in the thought that we will hear no more of Conrad, prepare to be disappointed. You thwarted his plans, his meticulously plotted and nurtured treachery. He is sure to attempt to strike at you, and he will use his contacts and knowledge of the Protectorate to do so. The only question, Lord Captain, is whether you will be able to anticipate his next steps. As you wish, Lord Captain.
I'd like to know more about my seneschal.
As you wish, Lord Captain. What would you like to know?
Okay, guys. Our time has come. Tell me about yourself. What were you before you became Theodora Seneschal? Do you have a family? Do you have anyone? Are you single? Okay, this one because it's most important. Like if he says he has, then like we're not going to even consider romancing him.
I am a widower. I am a father of 4, and if my information is not outdated, a grandfather of 11.
Oh shit!
My family
He's
lives
old.
on Dargonus.
He's a grandfather.
None of my children expressed any eagerness or aptitude for serving aboard ship.
Okay.
And I would hardly have insisted.
Okay, if he has 11 grandchildren, this means his kids are already like grown up. I don't need to babysit them. Granddaddy, oh my god, he's a girl. You guys, and he's a widower. Hello, available. I'm grabbing him. I'm grabbing him. Tell me about yourself.
I used to be an officer in the Navis Imperialis. No, used to be is not quite right. It was not simply a job. It was my calling, the essence of my life. I was proud to serve Lord Captain Theodora, but in my heart and mind, I'm still an officer of the Imperium.
Okay.
I met Lord Captain Theodora on a mission where the Imperial Navy was providing reinforcement to the rogue traders' army on one of the frontier worlds. Our acquaintance was not easy. Working with people outside the Navy hierarchy has never been my strong suit. It was to my great surprise then, that after the mission's completion, I received a referral to leave my service in the Navy and join the rogue traders' personal council. It was a difficult choice for me. But I saw in the offer a chance to serve the interests of humanity even more effectively than in the Navis Imperialis. You do not need me to tell you just how remarkable a person Lord Captain Theodora was. I recognized her at once as a true leader and formidable creative force. One who had built a protectorate amidst the dangers and wildness of the expanse.
Okay, leaving the Imperial Navy is far from easy. Were you permitted to quit your post?
You could say there was no one among the naval command who was willing to impede the wishes of the rogue trader. To do so would be to risk their own position and their relationship with Theodora. Well, the Lord Captain possessed certain contacts in the Imperial Navy. Contacts which she used to request help during the conflict on the border world. And which enabled her to make me an offer that resulted in my joining her retinue.
I'm tempted to Google if this guy's romanceable or not. Imperial Navy, the battle fleets of the Imperium Man, also known as the Navis Imperialis.
The Navis Imperialis is an ancient institution with its own mandates and muster lists. On occasion, in the heat of an official briefing or an informal discussion, I violated those rules, determined to press my point. It is challenging to choose the words to accurately express my opinion on a situation or the actions of others that do not sound overly scathing or confrontational. Many in command were inclined to view my manner of speaking as unbefitting a person of my rank.
Okay, he gives Keldorn from Baldur's Gate 2, and this is why I love him. He gives Keldorn. Yes, okay, I remember now. I remember who he reminds me of. The way you talk about Theodora, I'm beginning to think you were in love. Okay, I'm telling you, he is romanceable. He gives me Keldorn, yes. An old man with a bunch of kids and grandkids who is like, serve to protect. He is Keldorn, yes. The way you talk about Theodora, are we in love with her?
What? Lord Captain, any allegations of improper feelings or unsanctioned relations are utterly baseless and bordering on the insulting. Utterly baseless.
Okay, he's mad at me. Does this mean he's not gonna romance me too? Okay, no more questions.
Of course.
Okay, bye.
Lord Captain.
Okay, I'm sorry guys, I need to Google something. Is Abelard Okay, Abelard romance. You can't romance Abelard, already has a family. He's a widower. What do you mean you can't romance him? This is stupid. He's loyal to his dead wife? What the fuck? Life goes on. Idira at last is a psyker, diviner of the... Oh! I didn't press anything. The events of Warhammer 40K Rogue Trader take place in a vast region of space known as Coronis Expanse. This sector is composed of numerous star systems, many of which you will get a chance to visit. You will find yourself scouring the void. This is like Mass Effect! In search of routes leading to new uncharted systems, discovering more routes as you explore the expanse. What you see before you is the map of one such system. Each star system contains objects you can interact with. Such objects are marked as points of interest. Move your ship to a point of interest, then click left mouse button to initiate the event or open the planet view. Okay, can we probe Uranus? Oh my god, I'm not ready yet. We need to scan everything. Oh, this is so cool. How do we scan? Not explored. Okay, no, I need to clear. Oh, how do I get out of here? Escape? Oh, oh no, how do I get out of here? How do I leave? Stop! I haven't decided yet where to go. We're already going somewhere. Oh! Oh, okay, okay. I didn't see. Okay, back to the bridge. Shit. Navigator station first. Like, first I want to talk with everyone. Then I want to check the journal, and then we're gonna go. How may I serve? Connect me to the vessel's main channel. I wish to bolster the morale of my crew. Why do you look so strange? Rude. What are the Voxmaster duties? Remind me who you are. That's all for now. Okay, let's do this one. It is done. Morale boosted. Okay, we don't need to get reminded who she is. Coach officer. Master Hellsman. Okay, let's go talk to him too. See what if there's anything new. Remind me, you're a Voidborn, are you? Yeah, he looks interesting. He doesn't look human. Okay, Lord Captain Master Helmsman Ravar at your service. You're a Voidborn, are you not? That I am. Born into a Hellsman clan in the bowels of Chartist vessel. Studied the family trade until I was 15, and then my entire clan was butchered in a mutiny by lower hold scum. They spared the young'uns. Of course, they did. Kids with implanted connectors make great navigational servitors, but I was having none of it. They weren't going to make a servitor out of me, so I escaped into the crawlways. And then I spent months picking them off, one after another. You got me talking up a storm anyway. Yes, I am a Voidborn. Finish your story. Not much to tell. I got everyone I could get to, and then I fled upward to the middle decks. That's where the augur operators took me under their wing. They have apprentice helmsmen of their own up there, you see. Nobody asked me any questions, so I stayed. I grew up, trained, got smarter, then ended up a junior helmsman. A dozen years later, Dunrock spotted me and lured me away. The cheeky blighter. Tell me about the Voidborn. Lord Captain, I mean no disrespect, but you do better to find someone with a knack for conversation, like Tullyman, the new Voxmaster. I ain't the talking type. I just get the ship where she needs to go. Best let folks stick to what they do best. I like this guy. What can you tell me about... Okay, gossips, juicy gossips. What can you tell me about the other officers? Good for nothing wasters. That's what they are. Each and every one. Take Janice Danrock. That highborn weasel. He bonds over the officers, but some of the deals he makes would get him buried alive. He drags other people into his schemes so they can take the fall for him too. One of my junior helmsmen was ferrying goods from Footfall for him, got captured by Seneschal, and ended up in the Void Hatch. Janra couldn't care less. So the Vox Master, another toilman like the last one, void rest him, is no better. She cut off half the Vox channels the day she took up her post. Said the Vox systems were damaged and the Engineerium had no contact with other modules. But how am I supposed to steer the ship, collect the CODs, reports with powers of my mind? First officer, okay, he talks shit about everyone. I love him. First officer was Wassarian. I can't stand him. Like every Navy officer I ever meet, like he's not afraid of getting like executed or punished for this. I don't know. Maybe because it's me asking, so he wants to be on my good side. I'm like, gossip, and he gossips. Navy officer, if I ever met, he doesn't know a thing about controlling a vessel in a void. But he puffs himself up all the same and throws his weight around. Me and him had to have words a few times before he left me alone. Thank the Emperor, Lady Theodora trusted me more than the Seneschal when it came to helping a void ship. Then there's that woman. What's her name? Okay, this guy just said that he's not good with words. Look, he's talking shit about every single person on the ship. He's not good with words. So I feel like Theodora and the what's her name? That last psyker woman. They had a thing going on. I wouldn't be surprised if it turns out it was that witch that delivered her to an early grave, just like the countless souls before. I don't see why anyone would want that walking calamity on their ship. But someone disagree. They say she's friends with the young Tolleyman. You know? Wait, yeah, Tolleyman, or at least she used to be. Tell me, do you like anyone at all? Looks perplexed. What kind of question is that? I like you. And Lady Theodora before you. Where would I be if I was making cracks about the rogue trader? I don't want to die just yet. Okay, I like this guy. I like this guy. He's smart, at least. Remind me, who are you? I'm the Master Helmsman. Yeah, we know that. Okay, that's it for now. Okay, bye. And that was a fun conversation. I know, he likes us just because he doesn't want to get executed. We just leveled up. Level 4. Level 4. I mean, let me talk to everyone else before we level up, guys. And let me save. Who's this? Bridge officer. Hi, your ladyship. Technomat. Idira. Let's go talk to Idira. The tall middle-aged woman stares straight ahead, her eyes vacant. She rubs the implant at her temple. Her color is undone, and one of the clasps on the verge of falling off. Sensing your presence, Idira turns her head towards you and offers you a crooked smile, even as her eyes look right through you. Idira, your abilities. About your abilities.
What are you talking about, Lord Captain?
You're a psyker. Psykers are only granted the right to live with the Emperor's blessing. Have you ever been to Terra? I am concerned about your level of control of your abilities. I'm worried for the crew. Psykers aren't the safest people to be alongside. Okay, I'm concerned about your level of control over your abilities.
Lord Captain, there's nothing to worry about. I've been on this ship just short of 10 years. Would Lady von Valancius have kept me on if she wasn't sure about me? I mean, yeah, sometimes stuff happens. Small stuff. Like when I hear things. Sometimes what I hear is so clear it becomes real to me. But even ordinary folks have bad days, don't they?
Okay, this is not very reassuring. Where do you come from?
Lyra, an outlying world in the Heathen Stars region. In the Coronis expanse, the deeper you go, the less visible the Astronomicon gets, and the less people know about the Imperium. The arrival of a rogue trader is the best thing that can happen to a world like that. The very best.
Tell me about Lyra.
It's an out-of-the-way planetoid between two faint stars. On Lyra, a dozen local tyrants fight over 5 measly continents. But they use everything they can to win. From poison to psychers.
Yeah, just sanity damage.
But here on the ship is a different story altogether. I saw more wonders in my first year serving Lady von Valancius than I'd seen in my whole life on Lyra. Like my first journey through the warp, I was in bed for 3 days. I felt like supernovas were exploding in my head. I only found out later that I'd gotten off easy. Just through the bulkhead in the bay next to mine, a whole team turned into... Look at me rambling on, Lord Captain.
You never finished your story about your first time crossing the warp.
It wasn't like it was a very fun trip, Lord Captain. But look, if you want to be entertained, I'm the woman for the job. I'll entertain you with one of the stories from my collection, no problem. But if you want to hear about the time I melted everyone in the bay next door, well, I just don't really want to go into the details on that one, all right?
I kind of like her. She's crazy. I like them.
Psyker that could be found was worth a small fortune on Lyra. People like me were especially sought after. They'd pick Psykers up wherever they found them, buy kids off their parents, even just abduct them. Take me, for instance. I got taken from my street gang. The older kids sold me when they noticed there was something off about me. The ruling dynasties had schools where they trained us and beat us black and blue. And then they packed us off to serve. Some of us held on for a long time, but others didn't last. Not everyone's as smart and talented as me, you know. Some people crossed the line and were out of commission before their time.
Damn, this world is so cruel. I mean, real world is cruel too, but I feel like Warhammer world is like 40,000 times more cruel. Idira looks at you expectantly. Then, as though clarifying, she uses her hands to indicate a head exploding and laughs. How did you end up in the rogue trader's service? Yep, there's only war.
Theodora von Valancius paid a visit to the ruler I was serving at the time. I don't know what the visit was for, and it's no business of mine anyway. I can still remember the way the voices in my head changed when I looked at her. They were practically screaming. She had so much behind her, and plenty ahead of her too.
I wonder how you couldn't see her passing, right? If she can see the future, and she herself was surprised how she was like, I don't understand. How could I have not seen it coming, right? So like there's some heresy at work.
As I gawped at her, all of a sudden I heard a whisper. A hint, a suggestion, nothing more. But I know the difference between idle chatter and a real threat. I seized my chance and approached Theodora. I managed to whisper a couple of words in her ear before the wardens dragged me away. They beat me and locked me up. No wonder. It wasn't my place to converse with outsiders. And then Theodora's people came for me. They broke down the wall, butchered the guards.
Oh, sure.
All so I could tell them my warning in full. So I said the rest, but I didn't want to go back to my old life. And so I entered the service of the von Valancius dynasty.
Have you ever been off the ship?
A few times. Not many. And if I think about it, why would I want to?
Oh, she's a hikikomori.
I've got everything I need here. All the whispers I hear are familiar ones. They almost feel like family. And if I want to hear about the nightmares off the ship, I can. After some Amisec. But don't go getting the wrong idea.
Okay, she likes to drink.
If I have to, I'll follow you to the edge of the galaxy.
I mean, she's a psyker. It's difficult to trust a psyker, you know? Okay, so yeah, and she drinks. Potent alcoholic drink of varying quality, widely available across the Imperium. Amasec. Let's talk about something else.
Of course, Lord Captain. Every psyker feels their connection with the warp in their own way. One person might see spots and shadows out of the corner of their eye. Another feels fingers running down their spine. As for me, I've got a door in my head. One that's open just a crack. There's no way to close it, no matter how hard I try. I've just had to get used to the whispers from the other side. When I need to use it for work, I listen in more closely. But I usually just try not to notice it.
How do you live with this whisper in your head?
Training, habit, and a little amasec and a couple other things you can get on the lower decks. If you put all those together, it makes things bearable.
Nice.
Sometimes I even wonder if I'm imagining half the voices I hear.
She's my soulmate.
You know, when life on board gets a little boring. Better than listening to the living, anyhow.
What would happen if your door bursts open? I mean, she would become extremely dangerous, or maybe extremely useful, or both.
Well, if the door opens, that means somebody's planning to come in, right? But screw them. They're not coming through. Trust me. I know how to keep my valuable head locked up tight.
I wouldn't be so sure. Aren't you afraid of losing control?
Only losers who are afraid of their own gift lose control. Or idiots who never figure out what they are before it's too late. Or little kids who want to play around with their shiny new toy. If you don't know the limits of your abilities, or you're always bouncing around in your own head, that's a recipe for disaster.
Can you see my future?
All right. That's what I'm here for, after all. So, I'm just going to lean on that door in my head a little more, prick up my ears, and listen to what the warp's got to say about you.
Oh, that's interesting.
If you'll allow it, I can listen right now.
Sure.
All right. Let's hear what they're whispering about you.
Okay. Laughs, rubs her hands together, and suddenly freezes with a vacant smile on her face. Her head slightly tilted. You feel goosebumps appear on your skin, and your collar begin to waver ever so slightly, as if moved by a breeze from a half-open door. From a half-open door in her head.
Seek not on firm ground, but in a golden hall suspended in the void. There waits a child without kin, but with a name blind to truth. She draws the brush across the canvas and does not notice that her palette is full not of paint, but of blood. And with each smear, this well does not deplete, but fills and fills up to the brim. One thing is clear. When this vessel overflows, none will remain unstained.
Okay, that doesn't sound too good if you ask me. True.
Among the blind men and false prophets, a red-robed sage seeks the answer to a question. He does not know that it is not the answer he must seek, but the question that will draw everything into focus. Will you help him, rogue trader? But mark that sometimes ignorance is sweeter than oblivion. A chained hound chases after glimmers of the aurora, but sparks in the scent of oil confound his nose. A chain trails after him. What will happen if you pick it up? Will you become his mistress, or merely another beast in the pack of his true lord? The glow of dawn bursts forth from its prison.
Oh, fix the extension.
Dungeon walls cannot contain the dark essence wallowing in the dust. A naive cub pushes his nose into a familiar hand, one that holds death in twisted glass. Cherish it or cast it off as a burden. The sword of change has already been raised. What is one more life to it? I'm sorry, Lord Captain. The voices are going wild. I can't make out a thing. I'll try to rein them in somehow, but for now...
Shrugs sheepishly and sniffs. I'd like to hear your augury. Augury? What awaits me in the future? Oh, the prediction.
All right. Let's hear what they're whispering about you.
Rubs her head together and suddenly freezes. Oh, I mean...
I'm
okay,
sorry,
that was
Lord
the
Captain.
same.
The
Okay,
voices are
that was
going
the same.
wild.
Did you know Theodora von Valancy as well? I think they were lovers or something. I don't know.
None of the officers knew the Lord Captain well.
Or besties.
Not even Abelard, and she was always closer to him than anyone else. She told me from the off that if I ever listened to anything in the warp about her without her permission, I'd be going out through the airlock. I'm not an idiot, so I never stuck my nose where it didn't belong. Only when I was asked. It's hard to wrap my head around the fact that she's gone. Lady von Valancius gave me everything I have. She opened the stars to me and the paths between them. I still think I can hear her voice.
Things are strange between you and Argenta, isn't it right?
The little sister is afflicted with her own set of voices. Ones that whisper to her about corruption and heresy.
I mean, true that.
The silly girl doesn't realize that if she wants to find the source, she needs to start by looking in her own head.
Any new stories?
You bet I do, Lord Captain.
Oh my god.
Okay,
story time.
We went to Footfall once? Well, I mean, Lord Captain Theodora went to Footfall a lot. But on that occasion, she took me with her for some reason. My day had gotten off to a bad start. My head had been yammering since I woke up, but there was nothing else for it. I had to go. We arrive at the place. And what a place!
Hi, Professor Siege.
All the
welcome in.
gentlemen
Happy holidays.
And ladies dressed to kill, showing off their encrusted implants, all clustered around little tables. Well, turned out it was a gaming den.
Ooh,
and not just
a casino.
Any gaming den, but one run by somebody with deep pockets for people with just as much cash to splash. You should have seen it. People gambling away planets in
Crazy
a game of
man.
regicide. Anyway, so the Lord Captain wanted me to help her beat some guy. So I tell her, the chips won't land in your favor. You'll get a bad hand. Don't sit down at that table, your ladyship. But did she listen?
Like this.
Of course she didn't.
If
there's one thing she never lacked, it's stubbornness.
Man.
They sat down and the cards were dealt. I'm hovering around like I'm not involved, but I'm keeping my eye on things. And everything in my head keeps getting louder and louder. Anyway, it's a good thing I realized in time that my mind wasn't going haywire over a losing hand, but something else. I made some excuse to drag the Lord Captain up from the table and took her away from that place. And a few minutes later, the room where we'd been... It turned out some wise guy had the same bright idea to bring a pet psyker along with him. One of those ones who just scuttle around in Footfall's underbelly. And the psyker just freaked out, I guess. After all the commotion, people went to see what happened in the room. And they'd all gone for each other's throats. Literally. With teeth.
The fuck? So funny,
and I think
Idira.
they completely detached that asteroid from Footfall and pushed it off into open space so it would head off toward the local star.
So funny, Idira.
Always at your service.
Okay, let's go talk to the sister. Where's the sister? Sister Argenta. I think we missed her. Oh, have we talked to this guy? No, we haven't. He's not voiced though. I don't want to talk to him. Oof. I am sorry. Yeah, this is a talk for another time. If you're not voiced, I have nothing against you, but I'm just tired of reading. Oh, Argenta is all the way here. So we got the map, the Voxmaster, Hellsman. Oh, I didn't see Argenta over there. So she's supposed to be somewhere over here. Oh, there she is. Yeah, I missed her. Okay, Sister Argenta looks tired. There are dark circles under her eyes. Her hair is somewhat disheveled. Like, guys, Cockardage played through the whole Rogue Trader. Was he reading every single dialogue? You probably watched Ka play this game. How did he handle this? Okay, you said you have a personal request for me. He was. Okay, he was. Psh, damn. Ka is, yeah, she does need a nap. He is something else. Personal request for me.
I indeed have a request, rogue trader.
Oh shit, she's not voiced. Fuck. Ugh. The cursed servants of chaos who assaulted this ship took the lives of your loyal crew members, and they orphaned many children, including the progeny of the brave officers who defended their post until the bitter end. I don't know what customary practices there are for cases like this in Von Valancia's territory, but in the world I'm familiar with, the children of such brave souls could expect to receive some special consideration. Perhaps the rogue trader could meet with the orphans? What good the meeting would do? Make arrangements for a meeting worthy of a rogue trader. I will address the orphans with a speech. Like, they're kids. Do they really need a speech? They're kids. They just want their parents back. I will meet with them. No formalities needed. These are the children of people who gave their lives for the Von Valancia's dynasty. My consideration is the least that they deserve. I like this one. Deliver this order on my behalf. The orphans are to be properly provided for, but a personal meeting with the rogue trader is too much. Why would I? Do you wish to fill these children's heads with the illusion that the world and its rulers care about them? I will have no part in this. Oh my god. I mean, this is true. This is true. But these kids probably look up to the rogue trader and treat them as like a demigod or something. Okay, let's meet with the kids. This one. No formalities. I will pass on your instructions. Thank you for taking my interest to heart. Yeah, that is a very Warhammer 40K response, but we want to be, you know, a little bit better. Maybe we can change the world for the better too. I doubt it, but we're powerful. Seneschal Abelard is not romanceable. That's all we need to know about him. Sorry, not interested. Not interested in reading this. Oh, already. Hi, orphans. The motley group of adolescents do not take their eyes off you, gazing at you as if you are a creature straight from a fairy tale. See? See? They're like, oh my god, a rogue trader herself. What the fuck? Even though I'm a brand new rogue trader, they don't give a fuck. It's the status that matters, not the person. I will sell some for him. Our indefatigable sister has been keeping an eye on these pups. Glances at the gathered children. This is hardly the Schola Progenium. I mean, Schola is like a school. In here, what's the Schola Progenium? Division of the ecclesiarchy responsible for the okay, it's cool. Public school. Training of orphans of those officers. Oh, this is for the orphans. Okay. Schooling for orphans in here, but we have provided the orphans on our ship with adequate care and instruction. Argenta is standing to the side of the group. At your approach, she perks up and announces, her voice ringing. Brave ones! The master of this ship appeared before you, the one who guides it through the darkness of the universe by the Emperor's will. Greet your Lord Captain, the rogue trader of House Valancius. Grandly addressed the group. I, the rogue trader and Lord Captain of the ship, speak to you now. Your parents gave their lives for a just cause and brought honor to the Von Valancia's banners and those of the Imperium. I am proud of them, and I believe that you will become their worthy heirs. Smile at the group. Your Lord Captain greets you, brave ones. Address the chaperones. Give them treats and escort them to their homes. I believe a minute of beholding the Lord Captain's great enough honor for them. I don't know, should I be like all official and grand to them, or should I just be like you know, hi kids. Yeah, they look like grown up dudes and dudettes. Okay, your Lord Captain greets you, brave ones. The teenagers keep staring at you. A girl who has remained close to Argenta smiles uncertainly. A skinny, pale lad tries to throw his shoulders back and stand at attention like a soldier. Only a few teenagers at the far end of the row seem sullen and not particularly impressed. One of the scowling visitors, with a thin scar across his face, tosses his head back and says bitterly, "So what? Why should we care? Our friends and parents died in their dozens for you noble lot, and you just give us speeches." Argenta quickly turns to the boy. A flurry of emotions flashes in her dark eyes, like she wants both to calm him and scold him for his impudence. Execute? Address them. Their comportment leaves much to be desired. I hope that they will be molded into worthy servants of House von Valancius. This audience is over. These kids will never disembark a planet within their lives. Punish the troublemaker. Put the rest back in their base. This audience is over. If you have to say things, say them without fear. I will listen. Rest assured you won't be abandoned. You'll be taken care of. Yeah, let's call them out. Put the cute and the execute. It doesn't matter what we say. It won't bring our parents back. And it won't change our fates either. We'll keep slaving away on this ship until we drop and die like our folks. Or worse. Ooh, okay. Spitting the truth there. I understand your grief and dismay. Your parents died. It's not an easy thing to go through, but they gave their lives for the truth, for the good of the whole ship, for the Imperium. Do not speak of their honorable fate with anger and disdain. When the heretics who killed your parents attacked this ship, I was there. I took command. I fought, and I repelled the assault as quickly as I could. But no war can come without losses. You can only strive to do what is within your powers. Okay, I like this one. The strong have the power to decide the fate of others. The weak either obeys or dies. If you speak a different lot in life, boy, save your grumbling and look for an opportunity to rise above the rest. Okay, I kind of like this one too. Okay, address the chaperones. Punish the troublemaker. Put them... Okay. Opponently submission. Okay, this one. The second one. You heard the rogue traitor. Her words cured the wisdom of the Imperium. It's hard to say whether or not your words have left an impression on the boy, but he nods slowly. Then he catches himself and gives you an awkward bow. Abelard gives a sign, and servants immediately emerge carrying packaged treats with von Valancius emblazoned on the wrappers. It appears that the seneschal came prepared for any contingency. Ah, we got the gifts for the orphans. Happy Christmas! Like, I'm sorry that your parents died. I fought bravely to protect them. I actually protected a bunch of and saved a bunch of people in the prologue. Argenta rubs her temple pensively. She smiles and offers a few more words of encouragement, then leaves the boy. Okay, I think this meeting was a success. Okay, Argenta, Abelard, who is non-romanceable. I don't even want to talk to him anymore. What's the point? To the captain's school. Oh, see, this is the Theodora. They haven't replaced her portrait with mine yet. Schematics of the flagship. Portrait painted by a skilled artist greets guests who have been granted permission to enter the quarters. And this is my house now. And this is the desk where she died. Yeah, we saw this. I mean, she didn't die, she was murdered. Oh, so much stuff. The weapons, sculpture. Liturgies of the faithful to his word and his name. What's this? Bizarre fragment hung on the trophy board. It's like a, I don't know. Is it an enemy? Is it a monster? Looks like one. Okay, the pool. Remember the pool, guys? It's our pool now. Now we can swim in it. The bedroom. Oh, goods. We got some goods here. What's this? Unfinished later. This charging is irrelevant. Voidvir's mistake cost me too much. Years of work, tremendous resources, all wasted. He has failed at what he was supposed to be irreproachable at. Uncovering spies, and this one was a senior officer. I'm not about to discard him. Kunrad has served me for too long. Oh, okay. So this is what, so she knew. She knew that Kunrad was a traitor, but she kept him around too long for his removal to go painlessly for the protectorate. Besides, he's no fool. He could not have seriously expected to become the next in the von Valancia's line when his skills and talents as Master of Whispers are so valuable. Let his disinheritance serve as humiliating but instructive lesson from which he may yet learn. Distant stars glimmer. Yeah, guys, we're in space. More stuff. What's this? Cracked data slate. The final transactions with the Charitress are complete. The fire reckoning is now fully equipped. The object has been loaded aboard with its containment intact. Oh my god, I can't read. I'm placing the 4-bay to ensure maximum contact with the target. I can't read. Coordinates sent and received by the bridge. Target's estimated time of arrival is the system. The fiery reckoning is crewed by a servitor. Chances of the ship returning are minimal. Estimated time. I can't read. I am tired. Like some days I can go for like 8 hours playing this game, but some I just reading every single thing is. Let's go anywhere. Let me check out the journal. So, ooh. Oh. So this is the completed quest, I take it. Yeah, by the right of blood. Then chapter 1, looking for trouble. Visit Riccardi Filia, the prison planetoid. Make contact with the Navis. Okay, we need to do everything. Okay, so let's go to Riccardi Filia, the prison planetoid. I like that. Thank you so much for watching, and a special thanks to the members of our channel for their support. Thank you so much.